Welcome to this edition of the Magical Human Show with June.
And Claire,
June,
nice
how are
to
you
see
today?
you. I'm quite full of beans, really, considering everything that I've been trying to exhaust myself with. But I made myself a new flower essence the other day, a
Yeah.
daisy, and it's just got me back in touch with my child enthusiasm for life. Yeah,
And what
that's
did
what
you
it's
say you made
about.
it from? Daisies.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So they're ruled by the sun. So that's
Yes,
vitality and
yes.
they're really good for headaches as well, that
Oh.
family. Yeah. Feverfew especially, which
Oh,
is
of
the
course, feverfew. Yes,
really
yes,
big ones.
yes. That's
Mm.
right. No, these are little tiny, close to the ground ones. They close up at night.
Yeah,
They have a rest, and then they're like, "Oh, there's the sun. Let's go again." They're
which is
so
perfect.
cute. They were calling to me all last year. So I've just put a post up on Instagram and Facebook about it because my ponderings. We're going to do a flower essence workshop myself and my friend Linda. In June. And so I'm just trying to explain to people what it involves making a flower essence and all that. Mm.
Can you give us like a really quick kind of like,
Yeah,
do you use alcohol? How many do you need?
there's three stages basically. Well, four if you can. It's all a flow of stages. There's not like do. You go out, you pick your flowers, you talk to them, you commune with them, you ask them if it's all right to pick them. Ideally, you would make the essence near to where they grow, but I had to bring them home. And you put them in a bowl of ideally, again, spring water or blessed water of some description. I've got particularly lovely water. Um, so then you leave it in the sun for about 3 hours. That's what Dr. Bach recommended. But a lot of people do very different things because they make essences out of things that are not flowers and don't. Yeah, there's so many different complicated things about it. But yeah, the British Flower Vibrational Essence has got quite a lot of information on their website if people
Okay, and
want to
once you
look at
get it
it. So
out
I'll
of the
put that in the
freezer,
link.
after 3 days, I mean, 3 hours, you get it
3 hours,
out of the sun.
you have a 30 ml bottle with a pipette. You fill half of that with the water from the bowl. The other half is with what I use is vodka. Traditionally, it would be brandy. Other people use different things. And then I take 4 drops of that. That's the mother essence. 4 drops of that, and you put it into another 30 ml bottle and fill it up completely with vodka. The reason for the alcohol is to preserve it, but some people can't take the vodka. So there is a lot of discussion right now about how we managed it. There's some very developed businesses amongst the flower essence community where people provide them professionally and send them all over the world. I just make them for my own patients and myself.
Absolutely. I mean, I would say, if you didn't want to use alcohol, your other options are grapeseed oil. You could put that
No,
in.
no, no, it's not an oil-based thing.
No,
It's
I
like
know that, but you put
aromatherapy. You can't put
oil
oil
and
in
then you
it.
add water.
No, you can't put
Okay.
oil in it.
Well,
Sorry.
I would.
It's all water. Cider vinegar is one, but there's a question about that because you would have end up with maybe the mother in there growing in your bottle. So once you've got the stock bottle, you take for the dosage bottle, you take 4 drops out of that and put it into another 30 ml bottle,
No, I got that.
tiny bit of alcohol, and then all water after
Oh,
that.
because you said the second bottle was all vodka.
Well, it is. It is. That's the stock bottle. The first bottle is the mother essence. The second bottle is the stock from where you make the dosage bottle.
Ah,
And they're for taking internally, so we don't put oil in them, no. But you can make room sprays with them. You can put them in your bath. You can put them on your skin, but they're primarily for taking internally. Mm.
yeah, no, I get that. I get that. It's just some oils you can take internally that are actually like preservative. So,
Yeah, well, there's vegetable glycerin people use.
yeah.
That's one thing that people use, but yeah, I mean, we had a big discussion about this last night about oils and things, and they've got if you're mixing it with other things, that's your own concoction. But as they come, Edward Bach just did
Oh, yeah.
32
No, I know that. I'm
different.
just thinking about how people that don't use alcohol, how they would be able to make advantage of this.
Yeah, you'd have to have them for a shorter time because they don't have a long shelf life, and you would have to use them quickly.
Yeah.
Because the alcohol preserves them. But yeah, there's all sorts of reasons why people don't want alcohol. So people are exploring those options. Anyway, that's not the main issue. The main issue is the daisies because they are just so amazing. And I felt the pull to make them last year, and I never got the time. This year I made the time because we've had some beautiful sunshine apart
Yeah.
from the occasional streak.
Yeah. Tune. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the Asteraceae family, isn't it? Daisies.
Yes, probably. Mm.
That seems to ring a bell. I don't have that many daisies in my lawn. My lawn is covered in celandine.
Oh, nice. See, that would make another really lovely essence. Neither of these are part of the classical Edward Bach group, so this is what
Yeah.
people have gone on making ever since he started all this in the 1930s. People have gone on making all sorts of weird and wacky essences all around the world. People make them from yeah, amazing things. I'm a bit more pedestrian and I stick to the the old school ways to do it, but I'm getting a little more adventurous in my old age.
Oh, you're very adventurous, June. Can I just ask you, can somebody do that with vodka from the supermarket?
You can, but there is a point about vodka. It is not gluten free because it is made with wheat in a lot of cases. So you have to seek out ones that are made without
Russian
wheat. No, well, yes, the original
potatoes.
Smirnoff brothers, they did make it with potatoes, and people still think that it's made with potatoes. But in fact, one of the brothers went to America and started making. I read all this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really did my
fascinating.
research. It's really fascinating. One went to America, and because they use wheat a lot for their own whiskey and so on and so forth, there's a lot of wheat over there. So they make, well, there's a lot of wheat in Russia too. But anyhow, there were more potatoes, I guess, in the 1800s. I don't know. But he started making vodka with so there are two but the one that's made in Russia still potatoes as I understand. But there's a farm in North Yorkshire that's making potato vodka.
That's really useful.
So
Yeah, I
it's
have to, when I
local.
buy in vodka, I have to make sure it's of the potato variety for that very good reason. Not that I
Mm,
buy in a lot of vodka and I don't want to really drink vodka, but I guess
no.
for these remedies, we're looking for the potato vodka.
Yes. Yes. Stolichnaya is another one. Polish one, I
Oh,
think it is.
good.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
So,
And I think there's an apple vodka being made in North Yorkshire as well as we speak.
ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that would be really nice. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, there's
Really
a
like the sound of
celebrity involved.
that. Oh, let me know when it's made and
I'll find some and we'll see how it goes.
we'll
Yeah.
see how we'll see
Yeah.
what it tastes like. So, apart from daisy making and decorating your wonderful store, we've got this full moon coming up
We
on
do.
Sunday,
Yes.
full Libra moon, which is
Not
the
a
full
pink
moon.
moon, as the North Americans are saying.
What are
That's
they calling it?
the pink moon.
Okay, we call it the old, well, I call it the older moon, which is the fourth Celtic tree moon of the year. And
Yes.
older is about resilience, which is what we need at this time of year for stepping into our courage, which is what Aries is all about, the courage and warrior energy, but stepping into that with kind of contemplation and conscious awareness rather than, war energy. So less war and more kind of mind warrior, light warrior energy. And Libra is all about balance. So this moon is going to be an airy moon. and it's going to be a harmonious moon, and it's going to be great for people who have air moons to really feel it, and for people who don't, so it's more of a mental moon. Other people might find it a bit challenging, but Libra will always try and seek harmony and seek the sweet things in life. So with older as well, it feels like it should be quite gentle. Certainly, I'm experiencing, I don't know about you, June, but the ride up to it is very busy, almost too busy at times, actually, and uncomfortably so. But Mercury's still, no, Mercury's now direct. Venus is still retrograde, but Venus goes direct in Aries on Sunday.
Mm.
Yeah, it just feels like things are, yeah, a bit difficult, but it also feels gentle at the same time, is what I was trying to get to. What about you, June?
I think you're right. It feels like that. I've got loads of things, lists and endless lists, but I'm just plowing my way through them gently and unhurriedly and switching direction a lot. This is the Mercury thing, is being flexible and re-explaining yourself if people haven't heard you properly and that kind of stuff. And I feel the need to do that a lot. But yeah, I feel like I'm getting through a lot of my jobs and I'm not feeling pressured by myself and I'm not letting anybody else pressurize me either. People are trying, but it's not working.
And how is like the shop? Like it looks fantastic. You opened already, haven't you?
I opened the day after I moved.
And so have you had lots of customers?
Yes, loads of people kept dropping in that first day. It was just like an open day. And it wasn't properly ready, but I didn't care. I wanted people to come and see me. And they came and they brought cards and flowers and lovely, heartfelt good wishes. And see, that all builds the energy. And, there's somebody who lives round the corner. She said, I never noticed this place until you came here. And I've been living round here for 2 years. And I just never noticed it. And I went, oh, that's interesting. Because I
Wow.
haven't got big lots of advertising out. I've just got little posters on the window at this point. And I've got the blinds down most of the time, but there's something emanating from it. We've also painted, my neighbor painted the outside for me, which was really lovely. Obviously, I'm paying him, but he was so keen to help. I mean, everybody's just been so keen to help. The guy in the cafe across the road lent me a table and chairs so we could sit out because we've got this little forecourt thing where people can actually park on it. But on the Sunday, we just wanted local people to come. I say me and my helpers. I haven't got any other people working there, although today one of my friends is using it, and I'm going to just let people use it when I'm not there. But yeah, it's been this whole last 2 weeks. I moved in 2 weeks tomorrow with all the stuff from the other clinic. And it's just been tweaking it and moving stuff around and painting the floor. Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't want to do that again.
No, well, it sounds amazing, June. And congratulations to you. And I will one day pay a visit. Have
Yes.
you had anything else you want to share on the Magical Human Show?
Well, there was loads of things that I've been listening to these last few weeks about planetary things. I mean, and I just so many things, and now they've all gone completely out of my head because I've turned into a child, and I'm just like, oh, living in the moment.
Daisies, yeah. So you can't think of any of them with anything to do with Neptune and Aries or,
Oh,
Uranus?
what you know what it might be worth mentioning. You said the people who have their moon in an air sign might be just worth mentioning to people what those are, just in case they don't know.
Okay, so the air signs are Gemini, the air signs are Libra, Gemini, and what is the third air sign? Why can't I think of this? Aquarius.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
where was I at there? But that is
Well,
what keeps happening, is that kind of the information is there, but there's a kind of a bit of a relay gap
yeah.
between when it kind of gets in. It's quite weird. I'm finding things are happening the way they're supposed to happen, but in the middle of it all, it can be quite kind of stressful.
Yeah, if you get worried about not being able to remember things, it can be stressful. That happened to me the other day, and it was names, and I was just like, okay, just leave it, and they bubbled up. to the
Yeah.
surface. It's like a time lag. You send the message down. Trying to get this information. The brain goes, yes, just hold on a minute.
Caller,
Go into the
sadly, it doesn't
file.
play any nice music
Yeah, elevator
while you're
music.
waiting. Absolutely. And what we can say, because this is going to be a really short human, magical human show today,
Yes,
because both of us have got to get back to work, and apologies for that, is there's
short
been
and
lots of
sweet.
activity on the financial markets, and
Mm,
that has been spooking people. And certainly the stock prices would reflect that spookiness. And I would just like to say to people that, yes, all these things are happening, but it is divinely meant, as insane as it sometimes looks.
mm,
And just you do you and worry about the things you can affect. And if it's beyond your control, let it be beyond your control and don't get your knickers in a twist about it, because it's just going to bring your energy down. And then you're contributing to making the situation worse
mm-hmm,
by worrying about it.
mm-hmm,
So we really are energetic beings, aren't we, June? We really are
mm.
frequency. We emitting frequency all the time. Oh, that was a thing that happened to me. I had a breast scare, and I had some issues going on, and some
Mm.
lumps were found. So yesterday I went to the cancer clinic and got the all clear, which was, thank goodness for that. But yeah, just there's lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, well, we see this is what is coming up. A lot of people are saying that it's a time. I mean, I have been listening to a couple of tarot readers and my usual Nancy and Pam and Heather trio, but I haven't had that much time to listen to them this week because of the floors and the moving stuff around, doing the feng shui and everything. But that is something, that we can have joy in the middle of chaos. It's
Yeah.
okay to be happy. Other people are really suffering. I used to just believe, well, how dare I be happy and have lots of good things happening to me when other people are suffering so badly. Ever since I was young, I've been so drawn to trying to fix things and empathizing with people, but it doesn't help them to worry. If you worry about things, you're sending out worry energy, which creates more anxiety. So I think it's really important to hang on to the joy and not, I mean, I said to somebody the other day, I said, I know you think I'm a Pollyanna, but Pollyanna was somebody who always says, oh, everything's fine, everything's fine. And I'm not saying that because everything is clearly not fine, but we can still be happy. Two things can exist at the same time.
Well, we need to be happy. It's our duty, if we feel happy, to experience that happiness, because then we're contributing to the hue of the earth frequency. So
Mhm.
we contribute an awful lot more by our positive energy than we do with our negative energy. So it's kind of like it's irresponsible not to allow yourself to be happy in a kind of way, as a volte fast as that sounds. It's like the more happy you can be, the more you're actually helping somebody else. So
Mm, mm.
that's the way I look at it. But yeah, the sun season is all about bringing everything to the surface, to be seen, to be understood, to be cleared.
And to
Yeah.
clear old things, which is why we're getting lumps and bumps and
Yeah. And
things.
mine was
Stuff coming up.
nothing, but
Mm.
it was a remembrance, because I was thinking, I'm not, it's left breast. And I was thinking, okay, so that's cancer side, like feminine cancer. I am a Cancerian. I was like, right, that's above the heart. So have I got any blockages? What am I not processing? What am I not owning? And I couldn't find any. And I kept sending myself white light. And every time I did a circle or did any of my stuff, I was like very much white lighting it, bathing myself in white light. Like I'm still reading very slowly that Revival of Wisdom book. Did I have that last time I spoke to you?
Not sure.
These
Yeah,
books,
get it
Revival
out. Mm.
by Harry. Oh, you're not going to be able to see them because of the. So
Northern Lights.
there we
Oh,
go.
there. Quick glimpse. Yes.
Revival of Wisdom by Harry B. Joseph. There's two of them, and they are not cheap, but they're like a ladybird guide to the occult. And it's everything I kind of am fascinated by, like to read about. And
Mm.
it's a reminder that we are all energy. And the hue man is hue as in rays of light, hues of light. Hue
Mhm.
man, we'd have different color chakras, all of the stuff we know, like you in verse, energy in motion, emotion, all of this stuff, and
Yes.
how the Bible is a story about Jesus, the Christ oil, which is created by the pituitary gland, which is serotonin, the pineal gland, which is melanin, and the thymus gland, which is dopamine in the brain, comes down the 33 vertebrae of the spinal column, dies for 3 days in the sacral chakra before it rises up again to the brain, creating heaven on earth. Different sides of the brain. Left is feminine, that is Mother Mary, and right side is masculine, that is, or whichever way around, that's the kind of Jesus side or Joseph, the Holy Trinity. The Cadus is the Kundalini energy of the snake oil coming back up with its wisdom as it spent 3 days in the sacred caves. All this stuff, and how the Bible is, you know, the story of kind of enlightenment and how we
Mhm.
are enlightened beings if we allow ourselves to be so. But everything about patriarchal religion was about stripping out that enlightenment so it could be harvested. And if you think about the harvesting process, how they created these churches, etc., and how they, the energy and heaven and hell and the darkness and all of that. Anyway, fascinating.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Yes, and someone's just pointed out to me that they found Cleopatra's lost tomb in Egypt, as well as those things underneath the pyramids. There's just so much stuff coming to the surface, literally stuff that's underground or underwater and all these things.
Not
Yeah.
being seen, allowed into consciousness, Earth is rising them up. Why? Because we need to see these things. We need to understand that miracles are possible,
Mm.
magic is real. I mean, Neptune stepping into Aries is all about people stepping into their magical beliefs, their spiritual beliefs without apology,
Yes.
owning them, not aggressively, just peacefully and just uncontestably,
Yes.
and just being comfortable coming out into the light and just saying, this is who I
Mm.
am. And the more people that step out into the light and go, yeah, magic is possible. And by magic, I mean psychicness,
Mm.
many different time dimensions, quantum physics, all that kind of
Mm.
stuff. I'm not just talking about some Harry Potter experience,
Mm.
but expressing all of that, believing in that unapologetically without caveating sentences with, you'll think I'm mad, but if
Yeah, yeah,
I have an
yeah.
intuitive feeling, that's enough. I don't need a scientific fact or experiment to prove that my feeling is justified or
I just had
correct.
a row with somebody about that last week. Yeah, and I've hopefully smoothed the waters over there with that because I was in my usual scorpionic way. I just, went, no, that's not right. Stop it. But, it's true. It came from this deep knowing that we haven't got time to piss about anymore. I really feel like that. And the number of people who've come to my new place and gone, I just love crystals. And I feel like what's happening is I did a medicine card spread about the little project just to see if I was on track. And the outcome in the butterfly spread was the owl, which is about deception
Oh,
and clearing away the deception and
wow.
seeing into the darkness the way owls can see into the darkness, the way I can help people look at their own inner darkness and acknowledge it. And so I do ask people, kind of questions that they would probably rather not go there, but they're gonna need to. And just gently kind of, what happened these last 5 years? How do you feel about this? And what
Mm,
kind of things did you do? And how do you feel now? And how many did you take? And usually they say two.
mm,
That's it. And they stopped. And I thought, well, that's very interesting. But they would rather not think about it anymore. But I'm afraid we can't just leave it sliding because there are consequences still. People are coming in with ailments that they don't connect. And it's my job to be the detective to research how things came about in their timeline. And it's always a mixture of things. You can never just pinpoint one thing, but yeah, yeah, there's a lot of that going on. So I think I'm going to be a bit of beacon of light, but it's scary really being exposed like that to stepping into your the need that is there. You have to be visible.
Mm. You do have to be
But it's
visibly
okay. Yeah.
to become visible. Enjoy the full moon, everyone, and trust that Venus is going to go direct on Sunday, so all will be well. And we will see you in a couple of weeks, will we not?
Okie
On
dokie.
new moon,
Yeah.
new willow moon. Ooh,
Oh, Willow
exciting.
next. Yeah. Nice.
Ciao.
Bye.